There's blood on this broken glass. Someone must have cut themselves walking on it. A poster. I can't think of the actress's name.
I'll get there. I just need a little more time.
You're good at electronics, right? You might be able to help me. I found some sort of electronic collar. Hernandez mentioned it on her voice recorder.
Interesting. Let me see. The collar can receive a signal which sets off an electric shock. The intensity is variable, but it can go high enough to be fatal. The lock is pretty secure. Whoever put this system together is a real pro. Nice work.
Good lord, you're like a little kid with the latest gadget. Keep the collar, we'll send it to the lab later. And remember, no drooling on the evidence. What on earth is this thing for? There's something stuck on the satellite dish. Ew, old chewing gum. This device can be remote controlled. It's got a box with a receiver and a USB port. I don't have the stuff I need to do a more thorough test. Claire, on the other hand...
This is Claire Ashby. I'm not available at the moment. Please call back later.
Well, Claire, are we filtering my calls? Since I don't hold grudges, I'm sending you a little gift. An old, chewed-up chewing gum. I ran a field test on the traces of saliva, but it gave no results. I hope you'll have better luck. Call me back.
I'll get there. I just need a little more time.
You're good at electronics, right? You might be able to help me. I found a jamming system on the roof, with an antenna and a remote control box. It's an cz.6 system. Know anything about it?
Yeah, it's a scrambler, used by drug cartels. It's a very sophisticated device, of quite recent design. An cz.6 system equipped with a satellite dish can avoid detection by GPS, as well as filtering or blocking phone communications.
I see. Does this kind of device cover a large area?
A few hundred yards. More than sufficient to isolate the house and its surroundings.
It's not surprising that Hernandez wasn't able to get back in touch with us. Electronic lock. It keeps the door secured. That's it. The door's open. It stinks of chemicals. An autopsy table. Recently used. If Miller saw this, he'd faint dead away. It's Hernandez's blood. Shit, there's so much of it. That does not bode well. The computer's off. The computer's on. His phone seems to be working. His phone seems to be working. Damn, it's password protected. Security system worthy of the paranoid. Not surprising. These are books on cinema. Hollywood's golden age. Cinema of the 40s. They all deal with the same era. Collection of animal skulls. Are these trophies or objects of study? Both, I guess. Copies of autopsy reports on the killer's victims. They're addressed to Paloma Hernandez. The killer must have taken them from the motel room. Size 7.5. These must be Hernandez's shoes. Hernandez's purse and lipstick. Looks like the lipstick was used to write with. DVDs. Just a bunch of old movies. Looks like a few pages from a student thesis. No name, but it's on USC letterhead. USC's a university in Los Angeles, I think. I have to talk to Claire about this. It seems an interesting lead to follow.
So, Vic, do you need to confide in your old friend Claire?
I think I have something new to help ID the killer. I came across a few pages of a thesis on cinema on USC letterhead. USC's a university in LA, right? I think the killer was a student there.
It's a very interesting lead. I'll contact the university and get a list of possible candidates. I have to go. Call me if you've got a problem.
This poor woman's body seems to have been here for a while. Ugh. One of her hands has been chopped off. Unbelievable. She's been dead for over 15 years. Why has this sicko preserved her body?
That's it. We have a name. Our suspect's name is David Carson.
Nice job, Claire. You're the best.
You can say that again. I love solving puzzles, but you're the one who found all the pieces.
We make a hell of a team. Finally, we have a solid suspect. Have you found a photo?
Not yet, sorry. I'm still searching. I'll call you back as soon as I have something.
Thanks again for your help, Claire. It's sealed. An outfit like the one the killer wears. It's not my size. This box has everything he needs to shackle the victims. No visible marks. This box has everything he needs to shackle the victims. No visible marks. There's a bit of blood on the box. Lots of chemical products on this shelf. Enough to open his own lab. It's sealed. Electronic lock. It keeps the door secured. An old dirty oven. I wouldn't bake cookies in that.
Voila. It's open.
Well done, Garrus. Come on, Vic. Courage. Richard? Are you there? Richard? No one. As expected. Richard shouldn't get here for a while. That gives me the time to look around. A sketch made by Vladana Tominova. She was with my grandparents when they left Prague. Drawing represents the killer. I recognize his outfit. A stove to warm up the long winter evenings. I've always wondered why Richard didn't get a proper radiator or something. It's locked. This painting illustrates a tragic event in the life of my grandfather, Gus, and Ackerman's murderous madness. Richard took up sculpture. The results are terrifying. A photo of Richard as a child with his mother. Yes, that's Maria Valdez. It's locked. Stack of handwritten letters. I'll scan the most interesting with my smartphone. Henry Allen is the son of Beatrice and Mark Ackerman. Richard, you are the murderer's grandson. A page taken from Herbert Ackerman's confessions. So it's Richard who borrowed them from Harrison by pretending to be Zarkovic. Zarkovic. God, that's it. I remember where I've seen that name. It was in that email Richard sent me when I was in New Orleans. It's impossible to open. Nothing of interest. A bunch of rags. A piece of black cloth. There are traces on it. It's the cape worn by the killer. Richard, why?
You're already here? It's good to see you. Did you have a nice trip? I hope that your stay in Los Angeles was a success. Vic, you look strange. What's going on?
Richard, I know you're Mark Ackerman's grandson.
It's true. I found out when my grandmother died a little over 2 years ago. It was such a revelation for me.
At that point, I'd pretty much given up on my career as an artist to focus on running the gallery. Mark Ackerman's work moved me deeply.
But you always said that you only discovered Ackerman's paintings recently. Why lie?
Well, because of the art director. After the auction where he bought some of the paintings, he made himself out to be the genius who exhumed a forgotten artist's work. I didn't want to lessen his moment of glory and risk alienating him. The gallery needs funding, you know.
I found a page of Governor Ackerman's confessions in one of your drawers. Were you the one who went to see Inspector Harrison under the pseudonym Zarkovic?
That was an innocent bit of subterfuge. I was going to return the documents.
I found a black cape in the closet. It looks remarkably like the one the killer wore. There's still blood on it, in exactly the spot where I wounded him.
I don't understand how it could have got here. The murderer must be trying to set me up. By casting suspicion on me, he gets at you.
In that case, you won't mind me taking this cape to have the blood tested. I could also have a little look to make sure you don't have any trace of a wound.
Come on, Vic. Don't you trust me? It's me, Richard. You're Richard.
I did trust you, but that's impossible now. Richard, I may have quit the FBI, but I'm still a profiler. My gut tells me I'm not wrong. It's you, Richard. You've committed these horrible murders. My heart can't believe it, but my head knows it's true. You're not saying anything. Why, Richard? Why all this madness, this hatred? I need to understand.
Open your eyes, Victoria. Let me show you something.
Agent McPherson? Agent McPherson, are you all right?
Sorry, Garrus. I was thinking of something else.
James Hawker's about to arrive. I'm going down to meet him. Can I leave you alone? Are you going to be all right?
Everything's fine. I'll be right there. Come on, get a hold of yourself, Vic. Man, this room makes me nervous.